Let's look at some special examples where we have to watch out for finding the common denominator. So this problem right here, at first glance, you would say they do or they don't have the same denominator. What would you say?
Welcome back.
They don't have the same denominator. They don't have the same denominator, but we can make them be the same denominator. They almost look to be the same, right? If I take this guy off to the side, you know, what? You say x plus 7? Not quite. Notice how if I just did this, that's not x. That's actually negative x, and that's a positive 7, right? See, subtraction is not commutative, so you can't just flip things about the subtraction sign and have the same thing. But if I rewrote this, I get negative x plus 7. Now, if you know me and you know how anal I am about things, you know that I don't like to lead off with a negative, do I? So what we would do before, especially if we were factoring, we just had that test where we're factoring, I would factor out the negative 1, and then what would I have? I would have x minus 7. So what I want to do now is I want to put this back in my problem. I want to rewrite this. So that's 5 over x minus 7 plus, now I've got 8 over negative times x minus 7. These guys are almost the same, but I've got this pesky negative factor, right? Now we can take care of that. Watch the magic. Watch the magic. See it? See it? If I multiply top and bottom times negative 1, is that okay to do? You don't know if that's okay. What's negative 1 over negative 1? It's just, I have to do it to the top and the bottom because I'm multiplying times the number 1, right? I can multiply times 1 and it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to change all your grades. I just multiplied all your grades times 1. You can thank me later. Do it in the evaluations that you should find if you log into Angel. So the reason I'm multiplying this times negative 1 is because what's negative times negative? What's going to happen in the denominator? It's going to become a positive. But in that numerator is where the negative will now reside. So I'm going to have 5 over x minus 7. So now it's a negative 8 over x minus 7. And now these guys do have the same denominator. So what do I get here? Seriously, 5 and a negative 8. What is it?
Negative 3 over x over 7.
Negative 3 over x minus 7. That's it. I want to do another one of these just so we can see the little pattern that we're going to see here a lot of times. So basically, if you take these guys, you can flip them about the subtraction symbol, but you've got to take out a negative 1, and it's going to be okay. So if I have x over x minus 3 minus, 7 over 3 minus x, I can rewrite this second denominator to be what? How can I rewrite this guy according to what I just saw above? Just the denominator. Like when I factor out the negative, and then I'd have what inside? What's going to be x minus 3? If I take a negative out of each of those, it changes both of those signs, so basically it can flip them about the subtraction. And what's going to happen here, I've got a negative in the bottom, but I also have a negative in the top, so what's going to happen there? It's going to make it a positive. So these guys end up canceling each other out. So what do I have here in my final answer? I've got my denominator of x minus 3. What's my numerator?
7 plus x.
7 plus x, but we can also say x plus 7.